The following is a presentation of the NBA Development League, home of NBA prospects. Visit NBADleague.com to see who makes the jump to the NBA.
The 2017 NBA D-League Showcase. Game 16, day 4. You see the fans starting to make their way into the Hershey Center, the host site for the showcase this season, as the Fort Wayne Mad Ants will take on the Maine Red Claws. Welcome courtside, Megan McPeak, Kalena Azabuki with you, and Akil Augustine will join us in a moment as we get set for this game. And Fort Wayne, a tough loss against Windy City, and they're going to have an even harder time with Maine's Abdul Nader.
Rookie of the Year candidate, and he's comfortable playing around the basket. But recently, the Red Claws have been giving him time at the point guard position, and he's 6'8", so he's been having some good success against smaller defenders. His signature moves include probably a spin move when he gets in the paint. He loves his Euro step.
Yep.
He's shooting 40% from three-point range, so he's got some game.
As we get set for tip-off, the starting lineups and the jump ball coming up right here on NBA TV. Welcome back inside the Hershey Center. You see the highlights from last game with the Canton Charge and the Maine Red Claws, and they lit it up from beyond the arc, as Maine did, and that was really what solidified that game for Maine.
They got some young talent. That's why they're so good. They got a great scouting department. They're looking to have another nice showing here.
You see the starting lineups for both teams there, Fort Wayne and Maine, and it'll be interesting to see how Julian Stone and Alex Poitras do for the Mad Ants, and of course Marcus Georges Hunt, another pick your poison, if you will, for head coach Scott Morrison. And when it comes to this Maine Red Claws team, not only can they get it going from long range, you see Abdul Nader there, he's their sharpshooter. This entire roster from 1 through 12 for Maine has the green light from long range. And
they love shooting threes.
Fort Wayne's going to have to make sure their perimeter defense is on point.
They are #1 in the league in three-point attempts, about 33 a game, and they make a lot of them. They're 3rd in the league in three-point percentage at 38%. So they're a really good offensive team.
Our officials for this afternoon, Jason Goldenberg, John Connolly, and Matt Calio on the whistles. Here's Nader, the screen from Lauderdale. Lauderdale comes back out. Stone will pick up Nader as he loses the handle, and they're going to call a loose ball foul, saying he pushed him. That's going to be an interesting matchup, how Julian Stone defends on Abdul Nader.
He's going to run him off screens, ball screens. He's going to try to put pressure on him and the rest of the defense. He's a tough player to guard.
JJones on the attack. Pull-up jumper, that falls, the first bucket of the afternoon.
Actually well defended, but Jones did a great job of getting his body into the defender, creating some space there.
Poitras on the attack, goes Glass. I imagine this is going to be an up-tempo, back-and-forth type of game.
Should be an exciting one. Both teams want to push the pace. Fort Wayne used to be a slower-paced team, but Coach Nate McMillan of the Pacers, their affiliate, said they want you guys to push the pace a little more. And Coach Gansey has gone on record saying they'd like to average 115 points a game.
Here's Stone. That jumper falls. They're going to say it was a long two.
They actually came in averaging 113 points a game to the showcase. So they're close.
And a hold going to be called on Stephen Hicks. And these two teams are very familiar with each other, both playing in the Eastern Conference, see each other multiple times this season. And I asked the coaches the other day, just different coaches from different teams, and I want to get your thought on this. When it comes to the showcase, I'd like to see it more of an East versus West matchup, because you see the East teams and the West Coast sees the West Coast teams a lot. So that way you get to see different teams that you don't necessarily see throughout the season.
I like that. Switch it up. You saying maybe make it like a tournament or something on the line other than just wins and being seen by scouts, kind of make it a tournament between East and West, or you just saying like you just want to see the East teams play the West teams just so they can switch it up a bit so they can see other teams instead of just teams in their conference?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
That way, you know, you're seeing different matchups. You have to game plan for different teams, different scouting reports.
I got you.
It allows the guys to get used to playing as they get the call-ups for the potential NBA. You're not going to see the same teams every single week or every couple of weeks. It just gives you another opportunity to see all the teams in the D-League.
I like it. I like it.
George's Hunt from long range gets the bucket. As Hicks gets the layup to go, maybe even put something on the line, as you said. Home court for the finals. You never know.
Yeah, that could be a little more exciting.
Here's Nader. Stone doing a good job. He's getting his hands. He's got active hands on him the last couple times down. Stone, nice bounce pass to Poitras. He's at the cup. That goes high off the glass. And already the intensity, you can feel it between these two teams.
Poitras can do that. Just pick and roll. Beautiful pocket pass. The weak side didn't get there in time.
Here's Nader. Splits the defense on the kick. JJones for three. That falls from long range.
Drawn kick. The defense collapsed on. You get open shots that way.
Hicks left open the other way. Poitras with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Kentucky graduate is active here. Usually Kentucky guys are like that. Very active. It's a good school, by the way.
You might know a little thing or two. Here's Stone attacking at George's Hunt. Woodbury, the handoff. Come out to Hicks. He'll trigger from long range, and another three. And Scott Morrison wants a timeout early on. A 13-8 lead in favor of the Mad Ants, and both teams getting hot from distance. Stay tuned, more first quarter action coming up. Julian Stone on the kick out. Hicks dialing it up. Welcome back. We talked about him off the top. Abdul Nader in their last game against Canton. Really solid game, and was tied at 113, and he hit the go-ahead bucket, which would eventually end up in a W for Maine.
He had a huge game, and that was the same play we saw from the start. Under out of bounds. Hits the three. Big-time shot, shooting 40% from there. Key word for him is versatility.
29 points, 7 assists, added in 5 rebounds, has it blocked there by Stone. And Stone has done a great job defensively here early, and we'll see how long and how much Stone can do that throughout the game.
Stone knows these scouts aren't just watching offense, they're watching your defense. Are you going to give effort? Are you going to move your feet? He knows Nader is a great offensive player. If he can do well against him, he can maybe turn some heads here.
Stephen Hicks, again, getting to the bucket. Here's George's Hunt. Goes across to Jones, to Karan Williams, the corner three, and he had a couple of those against Canton.
His defender Hicks was helping on that little mini drive right there. He just slid to the corner and knocked it down.
Stone picked up by George's Hunt. These big bodies on both of these teams. As McKinney Jones's jumper's off the mark. Both of these coaches, and Coach Gansey and Coach Morrison, have big NBA bodies on their lineups. Nice pass to Lauderdale. He flips it up, can't connect. Maine still trail by 4. Fort Wayne back the other way. Here's Hicks on the kick. That's off the mark. They're going to get a loose ball foul. It will stay with Fort Wayne. I believe they call that on Dallas Lauderdale, as he will head to the bench. Sean Dixon Tatum will enter the game, along with Pendarvis Williams and Arthur Edwards. As Nader will take a seat as well. Tough going here early. On the inbound, McKinney Jones. That's off the mark. Edwards with the rebound. Georges Hunt turns on the extra gear, the kick. Edwards in the corner. That's short. Gets his own rebound, though. On the kick, he lost the handle as Woodbury comes up with it and controls. Nice pass to the baseline. JJones up and under.
No one was really guarding him back there. JJones was kind of cut to the basket. Good finish, up and under there.
Ayers. I apologize. I said Pendarvis Williams was in the game. They've changed up the numbers. That's actually Ayers wearing 15 as JJones drills a three. JJones with it, 15 on the shot clock. Down low, here's Hicks again. He's been very active on the offensive end.
Here's this nice reverse layup from JJones. No one was really guarding him. Why not go to the basket and finish? Good pass there, good vision from his teammate.
At the free throw line is Julian Stone will take a seat as Joe Young into the game. He's an NBA assignee. Interesting to see what teams elect to send some of their NBA guys on assignment. Who recalls them prior to the showcase starting. Georges Hunt, strong spin move. He's fouled. Marcus Georges Hunt will go to the free throw line. This main team, Kalena, although through games this season they've trailed throughout, they have the ability, especially with their outside shooting, to just on a given moment and on a given whim to just start lighting it up and get themselves back into games. They've come from 17 behind, 20 behind, 10 behind in a quarter to then take the win.
That's what three-point shooting can do for you. You get 3 points instead of 2. If you're hitting a lot of threes and your opponent's not, and they're hitting 2s, you can erase leads. You can open up a game in a hurry. One of the biggest things for Maine is they have a lot of versatility. Georges Hunt, he can play point guard or off the ball. Get to the basket. You got a lot of guys who can play a lot of different roles for that team.
Hicks again, pull-up jumper. He's got 11 quick points here. He's 4 of 6 on the afternoon just in this first quarter. Cross-court Edwards, touch pass to Ayers from the corner. That falls.
Great ball movement there. Woodbury was the only one that was going to be able to close out to him, and he was in the paint.
Hicks out to Young. Young attacking. JJones, 10 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper, that falls short. And they're going to say it goes out of bounds. Everyone from Maine thought Woodbury was last to touch it. Fort Wayne coming up with a good one.
That is a tough shot there, and did look like it went off of Woodbury. But Mad Ants retain possession.
On the inbound, Young picks up his dribble, as stepped out of bounds. And a turnover there for the Mad Ants as Raheem Christmas into the game. Abdul Nader back into the game for Maine. This time now going at Poitras on the kick out to Georges Hunt. That's short. Hicks with the rebound. Hicks to Young. JJones now with it. Christmas posting up on ADT. He goes at the bucket, misses that one. ADT can't come up with the loose ball rebound. Then officials timeout. There's an issue with the shot clock, so it's been set to 11, and Fort Wayne will retain possession on the sideline. Gotta have respect for the officials. They're only 3 of them, but they have to keep their eye on so many things.
I think the officials overall in the showcase have done a good job. I got a lot of respect for officials. They got the toughest job, one of the toughest jobs in the world. They can't please anybody, it seems, most of the time. Both coaches are mad at them at different points in the game. They got to make tough calls. Grown men going at each other, banging. So they've done a good job in the showcase.
We rag on them sometimes for calls.
Yeah. Comes with the job.
It's true. They know it's going to happen. It's always funny as they call a travel, and they're going to call a delay of game on Maine, as Travis Leslie will check into the game for Fort Wayne. It's funny sometimes when there's certain crews and certain officials, when they come here to the Hershey Center for 9:05 games, they'll always say to me and my partners, go easy on us, go easy on us.
Yeah. Hey, we've been easy on it. We haven't been too hard on them.
Offensive foul going to be called on an illegal screen on Rakeem Christmas.
You got to stay stationary there. He's moving a little bit. See him take a step with his left foot. His defender's trying to fight over. You can't do that.
Gorgeous Hunt, strong take, doesn't fall as it goes out of bounds as Joe Young tried to save it. Maine will keep possession and try to get one out of this. 3:31 left to play in this opening quarter. On the baseline, off the inbound. Here's Edwards, now Georges Hunt, Nader with it. Attacking, strong take as he gets Poitras to bite, and that might be what Abdul Nader needs to get going to attack the bucket and get some trips to the free throw line.
Great drive, stop on a dime. Christmas comes over, he fakes another time. So he's got 2 defenders basically with their momentum going towards the sideline, and he's going towards the basket. Such a smart player.
Poitras will get a seat. Ben Bentel will check into the game. Nader, good on both free throws, cuts this Fort Wayne lead down to 3. Young picked up by Georges Hunt as Christmas and Dixon Tatum are jockeying for position. They get a foul on ADT. Off the inbounds, Young, 12 on the shot clock, off the screen from Bentel. Flips it to Christmas, he'll attack middle. Flips that hook up. And on the rebound, Ben Bentel is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. So Fort Wayne crashing the offensive glass and getting rewarded for it.
And we've seen that a lot in the showcase. A lot of offensive boards. I'll say it again. It's the most important part of your defense. You got to finish the possession. Play good defense for 23 seconds and you give up an offensive rebound. Now you're all screwed up. You're out of position. You're seeing a lot of open threes off offensive rebounds. The offensive players slide along the three-point line, and as a defense, you kind of got to recalibrate and find your men, and that's tough to do.
Off the miss. Here's Nader on the attack. Has it blocked from Christmas, but they're going to call a foul on the floor as Fort Wayne holding on to a 4-point lead, 24-20. When we get back, Akil Augustine will be joined by 905 head coach Jerry Stackhouse.
905's Jerry Stackhouse. Jerry, I got a question for you. It's a very interesting time for these players. How do you temper the expectations of some of your players, like, say, an Axel Tupon or Tavares, who are on the cusp of potentially another NBA contract with the team goals? Because you guys want to get the wins. You guys were 2-0 here, but still, those guys want to impress scouts.
Well, I think those guys start to see that the more they can show that they can fit into a team system, it helps them. And I think that, Axel, he played with them in himself. I think last night 22 minutes, had, across the board 7 assists, 6 rebounds, scored a little bit, did all those things, defended. So I think he helped himself by playing within the team, and that's been our message, for the showcase. And I thought guys bought in it, and it, resulted in a couple of wins for us, and guys showcasing themselves well.
Now, you were a player who never needed the D-League to stay in the league, but in one of the recent articles published about you, you said that one of your keys to staying in the league was reinventing yourself. So what does that mean for these young players, and how do you try to pass that message along to them as they try to get to the next level?
Well, my message to them is basically try to find a way to fit in between 9 and 15. I mean, there's 15, roster spots. Pretty much the first 8 on every team is, accounted for. Those guys that are rotation players, try to find a way to fit in, and by fitting into those, last few spots, you can't make mistakes. You got to be attention to detail and know that you can play a role. Nobody's really going to go in and be a starter on the team right now, so find a way to do whatever is needed to stick on the roster.
Now, the D-League is not for just developing players. You yourself are a coach in development. It started with the Summer League and the Raptors, last year with the Raptors Big Club, and then you made the decision to come down here. What was key in that decision for giving yourself the opportunity to coach in 905?
Well, just to get more reps. I mean, I think being a part of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to do with our organization, just beside case, everybody thought it was a great opportunity for me to get, my feet wet and be able to make some decisions as opposed to just making suggestions. And it's been great, man. I've gotten a lot better over the last couple of months, just all around, not only just from the X's and O's of basketball, but just, managing people that work with me and work for me. And it's been a great experience so far.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck. You're off to a great start, so it looks like it's working out.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, guys, I've finished with Coach Jerry Stackhouse. It's back to you, Megan.
Thanks so much, Akil. It's Leslie on the attack. Kalena, you've experienced not only the NBA, but as well the D-League Showcase. So it's interesting to hear from not only a rookie head coach, but a former NBA player on what advice they can give to the players that he's coaching, or really any player that might just want to come up and chat and ask questions and get some advice on how to not only make it from the D-League to the NBA, but stay within the NBA, as he mentioned, reinventing himself as a player.
I was about to say that. I love what he said about reinventing himself. As you go on in your career, you need to do things that are going to make you stick and have a long-lasting career in the NBA. We've seen a lot of veterans kind of develop a jump shot late into their careers. Talk about a guy like Jason Kidd, who wasn't really known for his shooting early on in his career, but late in his career, he worked on his jumper with Dirk Nowitzki and became a really good, dangerous three-point shooter. So for these young guys, take his example and make sure you continue to reinvent yourself. Never stop working on your game, even if you've been in the league 10 years. I've seen some of the hardest workers in the NBA be guys that have been in the league for 10, 12 years, and they're still working on their game like they just got there, like there's a chip on their shoulder, like they're still working for a spot. So if those guys can work like that, there's no excuse for these guys in the D-League.
Maine right now on a 10-2 run as they take a 4-point lead. Here's Leslie. Leslie cuts it down to 2 as we're under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Williams, the Lauderdale screen. Out to Kalist. Nader now with it. He's picked up by Stone. An interesting matchup here this afternoon. 8 on the shot clock. Jones now with it. He's got 4. He'll take a deep 3 as the shot clock's winding down. That just off the mark. Showing his range is Young back the other way for Fort Wayne. Off the screen from Bentel. That doesn't fall. Here's Kalist. Shot clock turn off. Maine will try and play for final possession. 10 seconds for Nader. He's got it with 6. The handoff from Jones for the end of the quarter as JJones knocks it down. There's still 0.5 left on the clock. Great ball movement for the Maine Red Claws to close out the first quarter as they get back into this and take a 33-28 lead after 12 minutes. JJones, a little pull-up jumper. You got Poitras coming back the other way. Stay tuned, second quarter coming up. Maine, you saw the team, Kalena, go on a run to close out that first quarter.
Great quarter, great end to the quarter for Maine. And Nader, after starting slowly, got it going, and he's unselfish as well. That time 2 defenders went with him off the little handoff there. Kick it right back to JJones, so they're playing together. They're not just focusing on their own offense, they're making plays for their teammates. And that's when you all shine.
Leslie's 3 off the mark. Loose ball foul. That's going to go against Fort Wayne. And JJones does a little bit of everything. He's a big body. As Ben Bentel going to get called for the foul. Karan Williams now running the point. They've got different players that Scott Morrison has that can run the point. We've seen Nader do it. We see Karan Williams do it here. Marcus Georges Hunt as well as Williams shot off the mark. Showing their versatility for the scouts, and that's what we see in the NBA. Different players running the point as Bentel's 3 off the mark. We see LeBron do it, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant at any given moment.
Versatility is extremely important in the NBA. It's so important to teams now. You got the likes of guys like Draymond Green at the 4 position who can run the point, are great passers, great facilitators. Draymond Green is the leading assist guy for the Warriors in front of the point guard, Steph Curry. Steph Curry's not too far behind him, but that just shows kind of where the game is going. Obviously, the shooting is extremely important. If you're a big and you can put the ball on the floor and you can shoot it from distance, you're going to be a huge asset to any team in the NBA.
Nader, the baseline jumper, falls.
Just sizing up Leslie there.
You were a scorer, an athletic player in your time in the D-League and the NBA. How important is it now as Bentel? We see that James Harden move, getting the defender to bite on that sweep through. How important is it now with the way the league is changing and going to be a Swiss Army knife?
It's extremely important. And you see Bentel there, like you said, James Harden. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that's better than James Harden at coming up under arms to draw fouls. As soon as a defender gets their arm out there, he's coming up under it so quickly, and you have no time to get out of the way. And if you're defending James Harden, you don't have your hands either up or to the side, you're in trouble. If you got him straight out, he's going to live at the free throw line.
This season alone, if my memory serves me correct, Harden's gone to the line like over 100 times, which, again, he's going to live there if he continues to do it.
We got the ball coming in over here at our desk here. But I got James Harden as my MVP. Who you got? You got James Harden as your MVP?
Yeah. I got it. I mean, for me, it's either Westbrook or James Harden, but you know they include the wins, and as Karan Williams 3 falls, Westbrook right now, they're getting the W's. I just don't think that they can continue it at the pace that they're going, because he's really just doing it by himself, averaging the triple-double right now. But right now, I'd give it to Westbrook, but late in the season, I think they're going to get it to Harden.
Okay. Harden did have a tough game against the Warriors the last time out, but he has had an incredible season. They've been getting some good production from Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon. What D'Antoni's done, making him the point guard, making him a facilitator. He can obviously get his anytime he wants to, but he's getting his teammates involved. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Everybody, including myself, I'm not sure about you, is they try to go to Poitras, Georges Hunt with the steal. I thought D'Antoni was a little crazy to begin the season to say that he could have Harden average 10+ assists a game, but he's doing it. It's the D'Antoni system.
It works.
Maine taking a 10-point lead. Here's Stone, that jumper, silky smooth.
His defender went under that screen. Stone saying, you go under it, I'm gonna rise up and shoot it.
Georges Hunt for 3. That's off the mark. Stone with the rebound for Fort Wayne. Quickly up the floor, Hicks. He's just had himself an afternoon, up to 14 points, but doesn't look out of control, doesn't look out of rhythm. Everything seems to be coming within the flow of the offense for him.
And he can thank Stone for that one right there. Stone was just looking at JJones. His defender was in the paint. So kick it right out to him, let him knock it down.
Here's Jones going at Poitras. Strong attack, Poitras with the block, but they're going to say he got him on the body. As JJones coming right into your living room.
Oh, look at his jab step here. Little shot fake jab step. Poitras thought he got all ball. Just like, nope.
JJones trying to take out my girl Stephanie. She's all right though. Got the shot. That's all that matters.
You got to have your head on a swivel down there.
Jones can't get the first to go as Kalista Nader will go to the bench.
The next step for Jones, I think, is just working on his shooting. Just being a consistent shooter. Came in shooting 30% from three-point range. He feels like he's a better shooter than that percentage. He's done a great job here today, showing these scouts he can be versatile, shooting it from outside, getting to the basket, drawing fouls. So a good showing for him so far. Why not? It is the showcase. Might as well show out, show your entire repertoire.
Lloyd, Jordan Lloyd on the attack there. 41-37 lead for Maine. Here's Williams. A lot of off-ball screens Maine runs. You typically see that throughout the D-League, but Maine, that is what they do with a lot of their sets, as JJones can't get that to go, but manages to get the putback.
He'll get credit for it. I don't know if he was the one that tipped that in or not, or if it was Poitras, but he was in the vicinity. He'll take it.
Poitras back the other way, same thing. Misses the initial, gets the secondary option. Here's Williams. And they're going to get Lloyd on a push on that screen from JJones. Did a little bit of selling on that one.
Hey, he's got the acting skills. Might as well use them then. Here's the tip in here. It was definitely Poitras.
100%.
And JJones is like, you know what, I'll take it. He raises his hand just to make sure the stat keepers know it should be him.
Edwards too high above the bucket to kick to Williams for three. Second chance opportunity, and they're going to get him on a foul this time. Just got a little too aggressive on the rebound. Hicks and Stone, a double-headed monster for Coach Gansey and this Fort Wayne Mad Ants team. On the drive, they're going to get an offensive foul on Stone as the big man ADT setting up camp and taking it in the number. You like that a big man is willing to put his body on the line, because that's a long fall.
He got there from the weak side, was outside the restricted area. He was set, and took the charge. Put his body on the line for his team.
Georges Hunt pulls it back out. The screen. Dixon Tatum, the kick. That falls for Cameron Ayers.
That is great vision. All he's looking at is that weak side defender Stone. On the weak side there, he was in the paint and help position as JJones got backdoor, beat his defender. You got to love that. These ball screens are so important in the NBA. They run a lot of pick and roll action. If you can be a good pick and roll player, that's huge for you. As you see, he comes off this ball screen here. He's looking for that weak side, and JJones just beat his man backdoor. If you're on that weak side, you got to see man, see ball, or people are going to sneak up behind you all the time.
That little sweep over got Dixon Tatum to bite just enough to open that lane up. Here's Edwards. That falls from long range, and Maine continuing their hot three-point shooting from Thursday night. Here's Lloyd for three. That doesn't connect. Edwards with the rebound for the Red Claws. Georges Hunt. The screen from ADT. Georges Hunt wants it back. He's got 8 on the shot clock. Going against Poitras. Pull-up jumper. That's off the mark. Stone with the rebound for Fort Wayne. Lloyd attacking. The floater, that falls. Wanted some contact. No call, though. Just a 49-43 lead. Edwards lobs it down to ADT. Collects. The kick. Ayers for three. That falls. Another big man willing to make some distributed.
It was well done. Stone came off of him from the weak side. And he turns and spins and sees his teammate wide open.
A 52-43 lead. 5:40 to play. The kick out to Ayers from the big man, ADT. Surfing it up. Welcome back inside the Hershey Center. You see, as we take a look at the upcoming NBA D-League national TV schedule, the 3 p.m. tip-off between Iowa and Rio Grande Valley right here on NBA TV and NBA TV Canada. And then guess what? We've got more games for you this evening and tomorrow as the final day of the showcase closes tomorrow. It's been a fun first 4 days here, Kalena. Seen some great action.
Good games. Great talent. I feel like the talent is at an all-time high in the D-League, and it's great for NBA teams because they feel extremely comfortable sending their talent, their young talent that needs to develop, down to the D-League to let them develop in the developmental league and go against really good competition and better themselves, work on their game so they can help the NBA team when they get called back up.
McKinney-Jones for three. That falls. If you want to see more on these games, make sure you go to NBADleague.com and, of course, head to the App Store on your mobile and download the NBA D-League app. News updates, highlights, live games on the go.
That app is legit.
As a foul going to be called, I believe they're going to get that on Marcus Georges Hunt, as him and Lloyd were both going after that loose ball. Kalena, during timeouts, we've seen different features on the Jumbotron, and the last timeout there was showing some of the previous NBA champions, and you weren't there for the Warriors winning the NBA title. You were there the following year. What was the aftermath of that like, not only with just the NBA team, but as well to their affiliate, because they both won that year?
All their fans were still super excited because they had waited for such a long time for them to win a championship, and that was an epic series against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron had a great series, but as Santa Cruz draws this offensive foul here, Lloyd just good post position, and Jalen Jones just tried to go through him. Ref says, nah, you can't do that.
Here's Lloyd. Woodbury, he's back into the game. Didn't see him late in that first quarter. Lloyd, his three off the mark. Sean Dixon Tatum with the rebound. Quickly the other way goes Maine. Georges Hunt, a little step through as they're going to get a blocking foul now. I believe that's going to go on Lloyd.
That was a tough Euro step he tried to do there because there was a lot of traffic. Watch him try to come back to the Euro step. And Lloyd is right there trying to draw a charge. But Georges Hunt will get himself to the free throw line. That's an NBA move he's trying to pull there. We've seen a lot of Euro steppers in the NBA. Manu Ginobili was a monster with it. D Wade, Flash, he had that in his repertoire.
Follow the latest NBA prospects and assignments on the NBA D-League app with custom news feeds, highlights, and live games. It's all you need to keep up with the league. Download it for free from the App Store. I know, Clinton, we were just talking about it. You have it, I have it. It comes in convenient in situations like this showcase when you're doing stuff on the fly and might want to check something on a player that might not be in front of you.
It's extremely helpful.
Nader back the other way, tries to go to ADT. The bounce pass, tough for a big man in transition. Hicks goes 2 hands for safety.
Defense creates offense. Great defense from Lloyd. Got his hand in the passing lane and the good vision in transition.
Here's Nader. George's Hunt. JJones with it. He has 8 on the shot clock. Attacking baseline. Great defense from JJones. Cuts off that drive and gets the turnover.
Here's Jay Lloyd getting his hands in the passing lane and sees his teammate Hicks running. Well done.
11-point lead for Maine as Dallas Lauderdale is back in the game. And Jordan Lloyd fouled on the play. He'll go to the free throw line when we return. A 9-point lead, 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Welcome back as Maine head coach Scott Morrison is mic'd up. Let's go inside the huddle.
These guys don't take any breaks in transition. They're coming hard every possession, okay? Do your job down there and then sprint back and get talking, okay?
Communication is key on the defensive end of the floor, Kalena.
Transition defense is so important, especially when you're playing against the Red Claws, because they will shoot a lot of threes in transition. Right now, they're 11 for 18 from three-point range, shooting it amazing, 61%. And the Mad Ants only have 3 threes. So that's a huge difference in the game. And as basketball players, we're taught in transition, stop the ball, protect the basket, and then find the shooters. A lot of times going against a team that loves to shoot as many threes as Maine does, that can be a little tricky, because if you run to the basket and guys are running to the three-point line, there might be some more open threes to be had for Maine. So it's something that they got to figure out. The biggest key is talking. If you feel like you're close to a three-point shooter and your teammate feels like he's close to that three-point shooter too, you got to talk it out. One man picks him up. Your teammate goes and finds the open man.
Marcus George's Hunt at the free throw line as he was fouled by JJones. I actually thought on that foul called, Kalena, didn't think that he was necessarily in a shooting motion. Nonetheless, he gets 2.
That's one thing a lot of people have talked about. Is it a natural basketball motion? Should you reward a shooter that pump fakes and tries to jump into the defense if he's not going straight up like he normally does with his jump shot, as JJones knocks down a jump shot of his own.
Abdul Nader still running the point as he goes behind the back. Nice move. Can't get the bounce on that as Woodbury clears the glass. Back the other way. JJones pass a little too far behind him to control. Low turnovers here, even with the up-tempo type of game that these two teams have played through this first half.
That's what you want to see if you're both coaches. Coaches hate turnovers. It drives them crazy.
Poitras with the rebound off the miss. Here's Lloyd. He'll take the 3. That falls. He was left wide open. Marcus George's Hunt slow on the closeout. That's that transition defense that Coach Morrison was talking about. There's errors. Nader wants it in the post. Turns as the defense clears for him. Tried to kick it to the opposite corner to Ayers. For such a young player, Abdul Nader has such great basketball IQ.
He does. And in the post, he's not just looking to score, he's looking for his teammates. That time he actually tried to make a post move. It was well defended, so he started looking to pass, and no one knew the shot clock was running out on the floor.
We've seen a couple of those throughout this week here.
Yeah.
Here's Lloyd. McKinney-Jones, 15 on the shot clock, going against Georges Hunt, and they're going to get a foul on Georges Hunt. Fort Wayne in the penalty, so they'll go to the free throw line. Georges Hunt will head to the bench as Karan Williams comes in. He's got 3 fouls, although only a minute left in the half. Still, you don't want to necessarily risk him picking up a 4th. He's so integral to this main team.
Now Maine's going to try to get 2 for 1 here. They got plenty of time to do so.
Nader for 3. That falls with the outstretched arm of Poitras defending. 64-56 lead for Maine, excuse me. Here's Poitras, tries to answer back. He cannot. JJones with the rebound. 35 seconds to play in the half. Here's Jones. And McKinney-Jones trying to keep him in front. And JJones able to get the whistle in his favor. Some late fouls here in the last couple of minutes of this half.
Jones has had a heck of a half. 16 points. Got 3 pretty good assists. You'd like to see more rebounds from him, but he's played well. The thing he's probably most happy about is his 3 for 5 from 3-point range. If he can develop a consistent jumper, the sky's the limit for him.
And Maine, 12 of 20 from long range, 60%. Lloyd, he's picked up by Williams. The screen from Hicks, goes to Hicks, nice cut as Lauderdale meeting Hicks at the apex as he was trying to put him on a poster. Both go down hard as they're both okay.
Lauderdale came from the weak side, and Hicks just kind of seals right there and rolls to the basket. He kind of waited to make sure he gave his teammate a lane to pass it through, and then strong to the basket.
Hicks is short on the first one. Is Arthur Edwards into the game for Coach Morrison. And Ben Bentel will also come into the game. He'll replace Woodbury. Interesting to see coaches make substitutions. Only 10.6 left, but the chess match continues.
They want to take advantage of every possession. And these players in development, the coaches are in development. We've seen coaches coach in the D-League and then end up in the NBA, so the coaches are trying to impress too.
Here's Nader, 6 seconds. Still has it with 3. He'll take the 3. That's off the mark. Poitras with the rebound, and the first half will come to a close as Maine holding on to a 66-57 lead after they were down by 7 at one point throughout the first half. As we're early on here, a great matchup between these two Eastern Conference heavy hitters, and Akil Augustine is joined by Abdul Nader with 17 points in the first half. Akil?
Thank you very much, Abdul. Of course, big matchup for you guys atop your division in the Atlantic. And this Mad Ants team, no joke. So what was the message from Coach Morrison before the game?
We played them a couple times. We know they're a good team, so just to come ready, locked in. I mean, we had a big win the other day, and he just wanted us to stay focused.
You're one of those guys that potentially could be in the NBA at some point this season, so no bigger showcase than an opportunity here to play in front of 30 scouts for each team. What are you trying to establish here?
I'm just trying to show them that I'm a competitor. I'm a winner. I'm trying to win at all costs, and I'll do whatever it takes.
All right, well, you're showing out today in the first half. Hopefully it continues in the second half. Thank you, Abdul. Back to you, Megan and Kalena.
Thanks so much, Akil, as we get to hear what all the players are thinking in these situations with all eyes on them. Stay tuned as Kalena and I will return to recap the first half right here from the Hershey Center. A 66-57 Maine lead. Welcome back. Who would have thought a net would be a huge incident here? That last shot that you saw was what did the net in, unfortunately, and it ripped. And you see what it looked like, and then the Hershey Center building staff trying to get things figured out with some pliers as they couldn't get it undone and opened in order to unstring the net. And they spoke to the coaches and officials in the league, and they've decided the quick fix. We're just going to tie some knots in it and get it going, and that's how it looks like right now.
Good as new. We've had a lot of things in development here today. We had a power issue earlier. The power was in development. We got the nets in development. So it's not just the players, the refs, and the coaches.
They'll now have a 2-minute warm-up to get things warmed up, because I want to say in real time, if you're looking at a clock, that was probably anywhere from about a 15 to 20-minute real-time break after coming out and warming up out of halftime. But Kalena, you've been in the D-League, as we've talked about. You've been at the NBA. We know what this showcase is about. The NBA 10-day contracts opened up, I believe it was last Thursday prior to the showcase starting. And that's what these guys are here for. We don't typically see many NBA assignees. There might be a couple here, one on a couple of teams, because they're still on the cusp of trying to get their opportunity in the league. They might be that 14th or 15th man. You got the call up back in 2007. What is that moment like, and what is it like going from D-League to NBA to make that jump and prepare yourself?
It's incredible. It's everything you've been working for, so you're ecstatic. You got to be ready for anything. I remember when I got called up, it was New Year's Day in 2007. On New Year's Eve, we go to a little get-together. We have a little fun, good, clean fun, nothing crazy. I go home, go to sleep, and I forgot to plug my phone in. So my phone dies in the middle of the night. I wake up, my phone's dead. I turn it back on after plugging it in and charging it up. I got like 100 messages. My mom's blowing me up. She's like, son, you're about to miss your call up. This is what we've been praying for. What's wrong with you? Answer your phone. Turn your phone on. My agent is calling, going crazy. People from the Warriors are calling. So I was able to call everybody back, and I did get called up, but it almost didn't happen. So the one piece of advice for all of these guys, make sure before they go to sleep at night, you plug your phone into charge. And then getting called up also, it can be crazy at times, because sometimes you may not get a practice in before the game. I didn't get one practice in. All they did was throw me in there. We did a little shoot around, walked through some stuff, because they threw me up there on game day. Went to OKC, and New Orleans was playing at OKC then. So we went to OKC, and I signed the contract, went through a little shoot around. They kind of walked me through some stuff. We couldn't run through any plays because I didn't have any practice time. So as soon as they threw me in the game, it was just about playing. So for these players, you got to be ready for anything. You got to trust your game. Know what it is you're going to do at the next level to be effective. It's not just about your scoring. It's about other things. Do some rebounding every now and then. Make plays for others. Work hard on the defensive end.
What's your your thought process? Because as you said, you didn't get the chance to go through any type of practice, just, you know, got a morning shoot around on a game day. What was your thought process and just mentally preparing yourself? You got the call up and then you immediately get thrown into the game. What's that process and mental state like, knowing that you didn't really have time to prepare for it?
I actually liked it because I'm more of a gamer anyway. I love practicing. Don't get me wrong, practice is extremely important, but I love games. So I was kind of excited to get in there, and my teammates did a great job of really helping me out and making the transition a lot easier. Baron Davis was one of the guys that took me under his wing, and he walked me through a lot of stuff. It's JJones with a great start for the Mad Ants to the second half.
Now you got to play during the time of the Warriors' old blue and orange uniforms that we saw before they went to the gold and blue that we see today.
Yeah.
As we're finally back in action here, again, we appreciate your understanding and patience with us as we tried to get the net situation figured out as Julian Stone, his jumper off the mark. Woodbury, though, for an offensive rebound. He gets it back. Goes inside Poitras. Great cut and great find from Woodbury. The net not affecting Fort Wayne. And they've got to deal with it on their end of the floor. Here's Nader. Again, that matchup of him and Stone has been good. Nader, 17 points in that first half, as he can't get that to go, but he had to earn every single one of those with the defense of Julian Stone. McKinney-Jones. Over to Woodbury. He'll take the jumper. I think he would like the statisticians to chalk that up as a pass instead of a missed shot, but Stephen Hicks is going to be the recipient of it.
Air balls go to the offense. That's the rule, and usually it happens that way, and that is the easiest offensive rebound and putback and one that Hicks will ever have in his career. I'm predicting that right now.
This Fort Wayne to start this third quarter has now cut this lead down to just 3. Nader goes to the baseline. Here's Lauderdale trying to crab dribble his way in the paint. He gets in there and misses the hook shot, and Julian Stone comes up with the rebound. Fort Wayne, the lob to Poitras. He goes up. That rolls around the rim and down.
You have his smaller defender Williams on him, who just kind of sealed him. Throw it up to the big fella, let him go get it and finish.
JJones attacking. One against Poitras. Out to Georges Hunt. He gets right to the cup and shovels it over to Lauderdale for the two-handed jam.
His defender Woodbury had to step up and help there on that drive. Good dish, good finish.
68-65, still a 3-point lead for the Red Claws. McKinney-Jones. Here's Poitras. Quick move. Goes baseline, has a block from Lauderdale. Georges Hunt with the loose ball. Maine quickly up the floor. Here's Jones. Pass too strong for Nader as it goes out of bounds.
We're in the post. JJones is looking for his teammate. Georges Hunt drives to the basket. Woodbury has to step up, and Lauderdale is left open.
McKinney-Jones on the drive and the attack. A little fading floater. Just a 1-point lead now for Maine. Fort Wayne, strong start to this third quarter, an 11-2 run. Here in the first few minutes, Nader dumps it inside to Lauderdale. On the kick out, 6 on the shot clock as Williams has it. Over to Jones. A quick attack, strong attack as he goes hard. He'll take the bucket, he'll take the contact, and he's got room for one more.
JJones finishing like a grown man. Great drive here. He sees Woodbury coming. He was going to try to go up and punch that one, but he'll settle for the and one. Beautiful finish there. He's fired up. I would be too if I finished like that.
Can't complete the 3-point play. Almost came up with the steal off the rebound. Here's Hicks the other way. Gets Nader to bite and got the rookie in the air, and he'll go to the free throw line. Stephen Hicks back at the charity stripe. He's been there. This will be attempt 6 and 7 on the afternoon.
That's a veteran move, and that's a tough skill set to master. A lot of guys just don't really think about that. They either go into their jump shot, or if they don't have it, they just pass it back out. With the ability to shot fake and wait and see if you can get the defender off their feet and still go up into them and draw the foul, you got to respect it. Some of the best scorers in the NBA are able to do that.
And we see that from the likes of James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. DeMar DeRozan does that very well with the mid-range game. Here's Nader, the screen from Lauderdale. A little try to change of speed as it goes out of bounds. Abdul Nader, although the 17 points in the first half, the 21 minutes he's played here this afternoon, he has had Julian Stone in his shorts the entire time.
Gotta love Julian Stone's defensive mentality right now. Like we said, Abdul Nader is a great offensive player, and he's looking to show that he can defend extremely talented offensive players, and that's going to turn some heads. Scouts love to see that. Not only is he doing it on defense, he's doing it on offense with all his assists, finding his teammates, setting people up. That's a good game from him so far.
See Poitras there, and JJones showing the scouts here that he can also take one for the team as he took it in the numbers. Here's Williams, the screen from Nader. Goes back to him. Nader left wide open. That rims in and out. Woodbury with the rebound. Great outlet pass up the floor. The lob for Hicks, and Nader able to disrupt that and get the steal for the Red Claws. Jones, Georges Hunt. Nader, he'll take it again. This time, though, he goes to Williams with the shot fake. Williams in the corner. That's off the mark. Chasing down the rebound to Georges Hunt. Jones, another strong take, and they're going to get a blocking foul, I believe, on Woodbury.
JJones is going at people's lives out here. He's getting to the basket, putting pressure on the defense, taking advantage of long closeouts, good ball movement. It's easier to attack when you're putting pressure on the defense, and the defense is having to move side to side, going from weak side help defense to strong side on the ball. Creates long closeouts. Makes it easier to drive and get into the paint, get into the foul line.
And he's at the free throw line because that was all created by the offensive back tap from Karan Williams after he missed his own shot. When you're a shooter and you let that thing fly, especially from 18+ feet, you know that that's going to be a long rebound, and you know when it's off the mark. Able to create an opportunity for JJones.
Offensive rebound, we've been talking about that.
Woodbury shovels it back to Stone. Tries to go into Poitras somehow, and he still comes up with a huge block from Jones. And Poitras, though, this time on the second attempt, gets it to go. Georges Hunt tried to go to the big man. Jones now with it. And JJones is making a concerted effort to attack the teeth of the defense for this Fort Wayne team.
He is definitely in attack mode.
Now a 2-point lead for Maine. They get that foul on Poitras. He'll have to take a seat. That's his 4th foul. Only one really in any foul trouble for either team. Only one with 4. Dixon Tatum loses his footing, able to still get in the flow of the offense. Here's Jones again, kind of back down on Hicks. Comes back middle. He gets doubled. The kick to Ayers. Ayers for 3. That's off the mark as it goes up and over the backboard. They're now making the effort to run the offense through Jones. Whether he's attacking, you see there, he goes in the post, he gets doubled, and he's finding his teammates.
He had a small defender on him to start with Hicks in there, and the Mad Ants had to throw a double team at him, but Maine not able to make him pay. If you can run the offense through JJones and he commands a double team and can throw it back out, they can get good ball movement off of that. That's going to make it hard on the Mad Ants.
They get a foul on Edwards, and then Joe Young comes at him with the jumper. That looked good.
You can feel it now. Mad Ant's intensity starting to ramp up.
Tied at 72. Georges Hunt surveying, goes away from the screen. He attacks, goes high off the glass and one. Marcus Georges Hunt will go to the charity stripe. Maine not settling for open threes anymore. They're attacking, trying to get things inside.
Well, this will be their 20th free throw coming up, and Georges Hunt, beautiful floater off the glass. That is not an easy shot. Over outstretched arms, a lot of traffic in there, shows the concentration, converts to three-point play.
3-point lead now for Maine off of the and one from Georges Hunt. Hicks, the pump fake. Got Jones to bite, but Jones able to get back down on his feet. Stone, the kick out. Woodbury, the handoff to Young and the screen. That's off the mark. Jones, the rebound for Maine. Sees an opening, goes right at him, goes to ADT. He gets triple teamed. Comes out, and on the land, Edwards steps out of bounds. As Maine still holding on to the lead. They've got a 75-72 lead. 5:47 left to play in the third. Welcome back, you. Get set, more third quarter action, but let's take a look at the upcoming NBA D-League National TV schedule. As you see, Long Island and Grand Rapids will close out today's game on Facebook Live, and then tomorrow, the final day of games, will get you started and get your basketball fix. And for more on these games, please go to NBADleague.com. And of course, you can visit the NBA D-League app for all the information. There's out of the timeout. Fort Wayne ties us up at 75 off of the Jordan Lyde tray ball, excuse me.
Everybody on defense was in the paint. And they ran a series of ball screens. As Young is going to come up with another steal. Can't get it to go.
And Edwards controls for Maine, gets it to Georges Hunt. Maine electing to slow things down a bit. Here's Edwards, picked up by Young. Ayers, they go down low to the paint. Jones attacking, nice spin move in the paint as he goes glass. Leslie now with it. Out to Woodbury. Stone. Leslie again on the dump inside and a reverse layup from Jordan Lloyd. Tied back up at 77.
Back and forth.
I imagine that's how this 4:26 in the fourth quarter will continue to go. And I'm okay with it.
Both teams having issues getting stops. Good offense from both teams. Making it tough on the defense. Good back cuts. Good strong moves in the post. JJones out after a stretch where he was in attack mode and super aggressive. Well-deserved rest for him.
You saw there Julian Stone before the inbound having a chuckle with head coach Scott Morrison as Edwards hits the three.
There's a lot of guys on the court right now with wonderful vision. Great court vision, and Nader is one of those people. And he was looking at Joe Young, who was in help position there in the paint again. Skip it over to the weak side.
Here's Young, the screen from Woodbury. Pull-up jumper. That's off the mark. Loose ball on the ground, and Nader comes up with it. Georges Hunt. Edwards again left open in the corner. That's off the mark. Stone with the rebound for Fort Wayne. They can tie with this possession. Young. Edwards almost got a steal on that one. 10 on the shot clock. Young attacking. Goes to Woodbury. He loses the handle. And the ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it will go to the Red Claws. Fort Wayne down 3. Hicks will excuse me, Bento will have to wait till the next dead ball to check into the game. Nader going at Lloyd. Dumps it to ADT. He collects. Good patience as he goes with the one-hand hammer.
Dixon Tatum just went straight to the front of the basket. That's what you want your big man to do when they see guards driving. Good vision again from Nader.
Georges Hunt dumps it to ADT. Couldn't get that layup to go. Good footwork, though. Light on his feet. Stone attacking. Lloyd. Woodbury. Young now with it. Here's Stone. As Bentel, excuse me, that's Leslie. He came baseline, misses that one, gets his own rebound, puts that back up and in.
I've said this a few times this week. Gotta see man see ball. Nader's on the weak side there. He's watching the action. He's not able to see his offensive player cutting right behind him, and they get an easy bucket after the offensive rebound.
82-79. Maine in control. Helena, you've hit the nail on the head a few times. You got to crash the boards.
Maine having a tough time keeping Fort Wayne off the offensive glass, and Poitras tipped in his own miss there. Two issues there. Nader on the weak side doesn't see man and ball. He just sees the ball, and then no one boxes out and puts a body on the offensive player.
Off the inbound, out of the timeout, JJones attacking Bentel. The kick to Edwards, got the defender to come right at him. Easy pass to Jones, but he misses the two-handed dunk. A great play from Edwards, but Jones just can't connect.
He's not happy about that one. It looked like he just got off to a bad jump there. May have wanted to change his mind as soon as he realized he wasn't going to get high enough as the Mad Ants come and convert on the other end.
And the crowd into this game, just a one-point lead for Maine. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Abdul Nader. Say he got him with a little bit of an elbow on the attack.
Offensive foul at the Euro step. Came across with his elbow up top. Like he got Hicks in the face. Watch him come over with this left elbow right there in the face of Hicks.
A tough call, but the right call. As Hicks is going to be fouled, I believe they're going to call that on Karan Williams. Some would wonder why they called that offensive foul, but Nader making space and creating the advantage in favor of himself.
And you don't see that very often. An offensive foul called when the offensive player does a Euro step, doesn't really run through the defense, just hits him with his elbow, but the refs elected to call it here.
Hicks at the free throw line. These are attempts 7 and 8. And he's now 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He's got 22 points on 7 of 10 shooting here this afternoon. 1:10 to play in the third quarter. Fort Wayne with a 1-point lead. Jones on the attack. The kick. Khalees for 3. Comes into the game quiet and answers with a tray ball.
That is not easy to do. Come in the game cold and knock down a tray ball.
Leslie got his own board again. Here's Young, 10 on the shot clock, attacking. The double came from Jones. Bentel tried to go to the post to Leslie. He was left alone in the paint. Only had Karan Williams coming on the backside and a turnover. Khalees brought the ball over half quickly, tried to take advantage of a 2-for-1. Jones for 3, that was halfway down and popped back out. Leslie with the rebound, Lloyd the other way. Attacking, goes right at the bucket, misses that one, and Nader with the rebound. About a 2.5-second differential between shot and game clock. Nader directing traffic, he's at the logo just below midcourt. Maine, a 2-point lead. 6 seconds on the Shot clock, Nader, the kick, Caliste for three, opposite side this time. That's back-to-back threes for Jason Caliste. 3 seconds left on the clock. On the inbound, Lloyd, he's got it with one. That would have been good if it went in a seesaw back and forth battle as Maine still with the lead. 88-83, a 5-point lead after 6 quick points from Jason Caliste off the bench from long range. The fourth quarter on the other side of the break right here on NBA TV. Welcome back. You see the third quarter stats there as Maine has a 5-point lead. They're 15 of 29 from the three-point line, 52% on the afternoon. And Jason Caliste comes off the bench cold and hits down back-to-back triples. And
he can thank Nader. One of the favorite moves of Nader is his spin move. I said that before the game, and coming off the spin move, he sees Caliste defender Joe Young in the paint, waiting to help. Kick it out to the open shooter, Caliste. He knocks it down.
Fort Wayne trying to get a quick steal as they go to a little full-court pressure to start this fourth quarter. 5-point lead, setting up for a good final 12 minutes, maybe even a little extra. Here's Nader, and he's going to get the foul in his favor. I believe that's going to go, it's either going to be on Bentel or on Lloyd. And the officials elect to review it.
Just comes off the ball screen here. Bentel steps up, got his left hand in there. And Nader's able to draw the foul and come up under it.
So our officials, Jason Goldenberg, John Connolly, and Matt Calio. John Connolly, after that whistle, signaled for the review, so they'll take a look at it as the call on the floor is a foul, so they'll take a look. Maine with a 5-point lead still. But even on that replay, it looked like he got him on the arm.
This is one of the new rules the D-League is testing, and that's one of the functions of the developmental league. It works as a testing grounds for new rules, see how they work and see how it fits into the game. And the coach's challenging that there was a foul called. I'm going to say it was a good call. That's my prediction. I'm going to come out and say, I'm going to go to the replay and confirm the ruling on the field. Oh, wait, that's football. Confirm the ruling on the court.
And I believe previous to this year, the rule changed this year with the way that you can use the coach's challenge. Prior to this, it was only the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's any time in the fourth quarter you can utilize the coach's challenge.
Right. It's an interesting rule, but I don't see it making it to the NBA.
I was just going to say, the reset, which is previously called the advance in the fourth quarter, and the coach's challenge. I think if you talk to some NBA coaches, I know you're in amongst the crowd there to talk to them, I wonder if they'd be open to either one or both of those rules coming into the NBA, because it can be utilized, especially late in the game. You see some of these games where you wish that you could challenge a call because it's outside of the under 2 minutes to review it.
I just think the challenging of the foul is a little too complicated to figure out, because then what do you do after if you change the ruling? And kind of get into some different issues there. I think the advanced rule has more of a chance of making it to the NBA, a way better chance of making it to the NBA than the foul challenge rule.
At the reset, you get to call the reset timeout and pick anywhere on the floor to inbound it on either side. It goes over half. You can still throw it on the inbound into the backcourt. You just don't actually have to waste time of the actual timeout. And the officials, after review, they confirm the ruling on the floor that it is a foul. So Abdul Nader will head to the free throw line, try and extend this 5-point lead to 7. offense here this afternoon. We've gotten a little action of multiple different things. Getting a coach's challenge, a power surge, a net issue, some shot clock issues. The one thing we haven't gotten this week is overtime.
That's true. That's true. Never say never.
Depending how the next 11:30 goes, this game is setting up to be a potential OT.
And there's still some more good games coming up.
Hicks comes out to Lloyd. 7 on the shot clock. Lloyd attacking, gets in the paint, goes right at Khalees. Uses the glass.
Beautiful moves there. 2 crossovers back to back. Lost his defender to get to the basket.
It's one thing to be a great ball handler and have the utility of the moves, but as Nader attacks and goes for the floater, scouts want to see you be able to utilize the move, not just to be fancy, but to actually get somewhere with it.
Right. They don't want you to just dribble around in one spot and not put pressure on the defense. They want you to be able to attack and make a quick move. And I think that's one thing that James Harden's gotten better at, is just making a quick decision, a quick move. Before, he used to kind of dribble around, and sometimes it put the offense in bad situations, and then he would pass it after that. But now he's making quicker moves, either attacking, shooting it quick, or finding his teammates.
Leslie's layup off the mark. JJones with the rebound, shovels it over to Williams. He takes the 3. That's off the mark, but Khalees is there for the rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Red Claws. They get a reset of the shot clock. And that's another new rule, to reset to 14 as opposed to a full 24. Nader in the post. Gets the little bounce off the rim.
He had the smaller defender, Joe Young, on him, and he just sealed him. Joe Young was fronting him, so he sealed. They threw it over the top. Good body control, good concentration, and he finishes. The versatility is on display with Nader. He's putting together another good half.
Welcome back. You see the top 10 prospect watch from dleague.nba.com, and Abdul Nader is 9th on that list. And Kalena, you're actually part of the panel that votes on the top 25.
We're saying those guys are the most likely to get called up, and one of the things we like about Nader, he's got so many tools. We've seen him score in a lot of different areas on the court. We've seen him use his post game. We've seen him use his handle to get to the basket. So he's had a good 4th quarter here.
They're going to get a foul called on Abdul Nader, and his argument is he wasn't even around in the possession. So he's going to pick up the foul. That's now his 4th foul, and we still have 9:41 to play as Stephen Hicks at the free throw line. And even Coach Scott Morrison is saying to the officials, shouldn't that be on 17, which is Arthur Edwards, and the officials now come together to confirm. Even I thought that was going to be on Edwards.
Yeah. Definitely thought it was going to be on Edwards too. But we haven't talked about Stephen Hicks much. He's quietly put together a really nice game. He is a smart player. He's just controlled. Not in a hurry, but he's quick. He knows how to get his shot off. He knows how to draw fouls. He's gotten to the free throw line. We've seen him score from a lot of different areas on the floor. It's been solid.
As it goes out of bounds, it will go back to Fort Wayne. And they do switch the foul. They do give it to Edwards. He as well, though, has 4 fouls now. But as you mentioned, Hicks, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. He's 2 of 6 from long range and 7 of 11 from the floor. And make that 7 of 12 from the floor. And now 7 of 13, but he's going back to the free throw line for 12 and 13.
We've said a lot of great things about Nader, but Nader, I mean, that's his name, Nader. But again, he didn't see man and see ball. He's watching the ball, watching the action, And Hicks, we just talked about him. He's a smart player. You turn your head, he's going to cut. And he wasn't able to convert the first one, but again, another offensive rebound, which has been somewhat of an issue for Maine, the defensive boards. And he got himself to the free throw line again.
Nader will take a seat along with Ron Williams as Cameron Ayers and Marcus Georges Hunt return to the game. Dallas Lauderdale as well checked in moments ago.
I've heard a lot of people pronouncing Nader's name Nadar, haven't you, this week?
I've heard it different.
Yeah.
But
he says it Nader, though.
When I've spoken to coaches, they've always called him Nader.
Yeah.
So I just roll with it.
I like it.
Here's McKinney Jones. As Poitras can't get it to go. A 96-88 lead for the Red Claws. McKinney Jones in the passing lane. In transition, goes to Hicks. A two-handed dunk is off the mark, up the floor. Georges Hunt to Ayers as he came down the middle of the floor for the layup. Up to a 10-point lead now, double digits, still 8:18 to play.
That hurts. 4-point turnaround there. It's point-blank layup. Got to convert that one.
Stone's floater doesn't fall as Poitras tried to go for the putback. Lauderdale, the screen for Georges Hunt, gets him room. He lets it go as Hicks comes up with the rebound, and Arthur Edwards almost came up with that offensive board. Stone down low to Hicks. Police, good defense coming up with the strip.
And holding his ground there as Hicks tried to go through his chest.
And they're going to get a jump ball called as Police on the attack. Julian Stone drops him up.
Watch Hicks try to sun Khalees. Khalees isn't having it. Give me that. We're going the other way. Tried to treat him like a little boy. Khalees says, I'm a grown man.
6 points, 5 rebounds for Khalees as he jumps it up with Stone, and Hicks close to dipping that shoulder a little too much as well on that back down.
He was close.
Poitras misses, but Woodbury's there for the putback, and Fort Wayne not going away. They cut the lead down to 8.
Woodbury's defender went to help with Poitras and left Woodbury wide open to get that offensive rebound.
And the pass for Lauderdale, he can't control it as another turnover goes to Fort Wayne. Only an 8-point lead, and giving the ball back to them, letting them stay in it. Stone. Right to the bucket. Nice pass to Poitras for the easy dunk.
Another C-man, C-ball issue. That time it was Edwards watching the drive happen. His man slides over to the front of the basket. Great vision there. Good pass.
Georges Hunt on the attack, has it blocked and swatted right out of bounds by Julian Stone. Great help defense coming from the other side of the court.
That was an emphatic block. Watch the help come over. Julian Stone wanted to make sure he got all of that one. Well done.
You see him there at the top left of your screen, and that's exactly where he was when he took off for that swat. Khalees, and they got Lloyd in the air to bite. They signaled to review. The ruling on the floor is that it will be a 3-shot foul, but the officials will head right back to the monitor for another review, as they'll check and see if it was either a foul as it stands or if it was a shot clock violation.
Trying to see if it was a shot clock violation. The foul happened before the shot clock expired. We saw that happen yesterday, actually, in one of the games. Someone shot the ball and they didn't get it off before the shot clock expired. but the foul happened before the shot clock expired, so they gave him the foul.
And the call on the floor confirmed. It is a 3-shot foul. So Jason Caliste will head to the free throw line. As Jordan Lloyd trying to plead his case. Shop DLeagueStore.com now for the best selection of the Maine Red Claws or even the Fort Wayne Mad Ants gear. Receive free shipping on all U.S. orders over $25 using the promo code NBAD25. You want a Jason Caliste jersey? Why not? Abdul Nader, Julian Stone.
And this is interesting. Look how far back Caliste stands on his free throws. Usually you see guys get as close to that free throw line as possible. He feels more comfortable shooting right there in the middle. He knocks him down.
I think, and I'm just guessing here, it might be the way that he shoots and releases that ball, because he has actually, for his size, very large hands and long arms, and that might play into it.
He just feels more comfortable further away from the basket. Find out what makes you comfortable and stick with it. I like it.
Great move from Poitras on that spin, and then the little flush. Still within striking distance. 101-94. 6:06 to play. As we'll get a chance to see Poitras going to work.
Poitras gets a little handoff there. JJones gets his momentum going. Poitras left, so spin back to his right. Beautiful finish.
Jones tried to sell that offensive foul on the other end. Didn't get the call, and then this way can't connect on the layup. Here's Stone. Poitras going at Jones again. And Coach Gansey yelling at Poitras to go screen for Stone so he can go at Jones. Nice pass as it comes back to McKinney Jones. 3 on the shot clock. The pull-up jumper. That's off the mark. Into the hands of JJones. He comes back the other way, trying to back down into the paint. The kick out. Georges Hunt. Extra pass to Ayers. Georges Hunt thought about the screen. And on the attack, easy layup. Using those big, wide shoulders.
Good strong move. Threw his body right into Poitras. Poitras is out of the picture.
Around the horn, Lloyd ends up with it. The pull-up. That's off the mark. Woodbury trying to get after the rebound as Caliste will slow it down. Lloyd tipped it back into the backcourt. Caliste trying to get around him. And they're going to get a foul on Lloyd.
You love that intensity on defense, though. Lloyd picking them up all the way by the half-court line. If you're his coach, you love that. So you see he gets 5s from all the coaches and his teammates going to the bench, trying to bring that intensity on defense.
Off the inbound, 14 on the shot clock. Jones, just a slow jab to create space.
Just telling you, if Jones can shoot this way consistently, whew, scouts are going to be excited about him.
Stone on the attack. Too strong off the glass. Poitras with the rebound. And they're going to get a foul called on JJones, and that'll send Alex Poitras to the free throw line.
Another offensive rebound. That time it was just a bad miss. Usually air balls and bad misses go to the offense. Makes it easier on the offense to grab one, and Poitras is going to give himself a chance at 2. Nothing really complicated about what Poitras does. He's athletic. He's good at pick and rolls. He'll roll strong to the basket. Can put it on the floor a little bit. Seen a good spin move from him. Can attack going downhill, can finish above the rim. And again, for him too, if he can get a consistent jumper. 15 feet, we've seen players like David West late into their career able to still be effective and be valuable to an NBA team just because they can shoot it from outside. Even when athleticism fails you, you can still shoot it from outside. And also for Poitras, if I'm him, I'm trying to get at least 10 boards a game, grab every rebound. I can see him being like a Montrezl Harrell type player. And Nader attacks again and gets himself to the free throw line.
And Montrezl Harrell, former NBA D-leaguer, as we see Nader attacking.
And they blew the side pick and roll there. That means they're forcing it towards the sideline down. But if you do that, both defenders have to be in position. That big man defender has to be ready to step up and contain the ball handler. And that time, the defender just kind of opened up. And Nader, being the smart player he is, he's going to take what you give him.
Can't convert at the free throw line, though, as he's 8 of 10 at the free throw line. Those are his first misses of the day, as they're going to get Kalist on a pushing foul in the post. Still lots of time left for Fort Wayne to make this interesting, as Coach Gansey calls a 30-second timeout to get his offense set. Maine with a 106-95 lead. Still close, 3:45 to play. Kalena, if you're Coach Gansey, what are you saying to your players in the huddle to try and remind them to stay in it? Because you're definitely within striking distance, especially the fact they've been able to crash the offensive board so easily.
Sure, he's talking to them about defense, making sure they bring the intensity on that end, because it starts there. They string some stops together, get their hands active, force some turnovers, get some easy buckets in transition, knock down some shots, threes. They can put pressure on me, try to make this a closer game. Like you said, there's plenty of time. And for all these players, they're going to play until the final buzzer. And all these scouts are watching how these players conduct themselves in every situation, how they are in fourth quarters, when it really counts, when it's winning time. Do you make mistakes, or are you a smart player?
Jones trying to come up with the rebound, loses the handle, and Leslie is there for the put back. Quickly up the floor, Kalist comes back to Jones. Picked up by Poitras. Here's Nader. Goes back to Jones. Thought about the three, takes it. As McKinney Jones comes up with the rebound. Stone, excuse me. Poitras down low on the paint. Great move as he goes baseline to attack, and Fort Wayne now only down 7. And Coach Morrison now wants a timeout. A 106-99 lead. 2:58 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Kalena, we know basketball is a game of runs, but when you shoot 16 of 33 from beyond the arc, it's tough for teams to get into it.
This is consistent with what they've been doing all season. Playing unselfishly. They've got it in different ways, off ball screens, drawn kicks. JJones just sizing up his defender. Jab step three. They're a great shooting team, and they came in averaging around 33 attempts per game. They're 16 for 33.
Here's Ayers on the attack, going at Hicks. Tries to bounce it to Lauderdale. Fort Wayne comes up with the steal. Up the floor. Hicks in transition, the three. That's off the mark. Leslie going to get called for a push on the rebound as he two-handed Lauderdale in the back.
Lauderdale put a body on him. There you go. That's how you got to do it. Get a critical possession back for your team.
Stone still harassing Nader. Nader right to the bucket. The kick in the corner. Ayers for three. That's off the mark. Stone with the rebound. Quickly up the floor to JJones. As it goes out of bounds and still within striking distance, but plays like that on the offensive end are tough.
Those hurt you. Little miscommunication between McKinney and Poitras and JJones. But they'll try to get it back on the other end.
Nader for three. That's off the mark. Back tap from JJones. Stone, JJones, the corner. Leslie for three, left wide open. That falls. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point lead. 1:45 left to play.
Great extra pass there.
Nader going at Stone. Stone has kept him in front all afternoon. To JJones, backing down on Hicks. The double came, he split the defense and goes window. Strong move.
Poitras came a double from the baseline after he went into his move. And somehow JJones kept his composure, kept his concentration, didn't travel, split the defense, and got it up and in. That was impressive.
JJones tries to go to Poitras. The defense, as Lauderdale came up with the loose ball, hands it off to Nader. Nader slows it down quickly up the floor to Georges Hunt. On the attack, JJones gets caught. Extra pass. Ayers triggers. JJones with the rebound. Fort Wayne quickly up the floor. They've got to get something quick. Hicks in the corner. That's off the mark. JJones with the offensive rebound. His jumper's off the mark. Georges Hunt with the rebound. And we're under a minute to play. As now Fort Wayne has to play the old game of foul to stop the clock.
It's a bad time to go cold there. They had a bunch of good looks at it. Needed some of those to go down. One of them, at least, to go down. Look at Jones. He goes into his move, backs Hicks down, knows he has a strength advantage there. Poitras knows it too, so he comes over from the weak side to help. But he gave him a little space in between to split there. JJones keeps his balance all the way to the basket, up and in. What a game JJones has had.
Marcus Georges Hunt trying to extend this. It's now a 109-102 lead. 39.4 to play. He's, for Marcus Georges' game, he's had a quiet afternoon. Only now 17 points. Is a timeout on the floor. Just a 30-second timeout for the coaches. 110-102. We've talked about it throughout. You've experienced it. You've played in both the NBA and the D-League. If you're Coach Morris and you're talking to your guys, you've got an 8-point lead, 39.4 to play. They've got to defend without fouling and preventing Fort Wayne in this game.
You stay disciplined. You know Fort Wayne is going to come and try to get a quick bucket, try to play this out to the final buzzer. They're going to try to get to the basket as quick as possible and then foul right away. Just try to extend this game. We've seen crazier things happen. Still 39 seconds left. They're going to play it out and see what happens here. Quick bucket, foul.
You see our camera crew doing a great job here throughout the week and getting into the huddle with Scott Morrison. The key word that I heard was communicate. JJones on the inbound. He goes to Stone. Back out to JJones. To the corner. Hicks for three. That's off the mark. Poitras with the rebound. Puts it up. That's off the mark. As Ayers comes up with the rebound, and Poitras will have to foul quickly. Great looks for Fort Wayne. Just can't get it to fall.
You need one of those to go down. That was a great play from side out of bounds. Hicks got a pretty good look at it. Poitras got the offensive board. Airballed the putback layup. Just need one to go down. try to extend this game some more, but this one looks like it's all but over.
As we saw Coach Gansey there for Fort Wayne, you can tell he's looking at the board, looking at who he's got on the floor. The wheels are turning in his head. He's thinking of what he can draw up.
He drew up a play to get an open shot there last time, and it worked great. They just didn't make the shot.
Coach Gansey takes the 30 that he's got, and that's the tough part. When you draw up a play and they execute it perfectly, they get the shot they want, and there's a lid on the bucket.
An open shot is all you can ask for. All coach can do is draw up a good play, and he did that there. And Hicks not able to do what he's done for a good amount of this game. He's played well. Struggled from three-point range, though. 2 for 9.
As you see the last time out, here's the play.
Side out of bounds, just good draw and kick there. JJones got the defense to suck in, and Poitras gets the offensive board. He's looking for a foul there. I like the no call. You got to go up strong and convert that one.
(112-102) lead, 26.7 left in the fourth. Stone will inbound. He's got Leslie, McKinney-Jones, Poitras, and Hicks. Cross court to McKinney-Jones. He'll take the three. Marcus Georges-Hunt doesn't even defend to avoid a potential 3-point or 4-point play if he gets called for the foul. And that's always tough as a coach to make that decision down the stretch. Do you elect a foul? Do you tell the defense just to keep your hands in your pockets? As Leslie's shot off the mark. Gets it back on the loose ball pickup and puts that up. 14.2. As now Coach Morrison will take a 30-second timeout. And again, I reiterate, Fort Wayne has got, in the last minute and a half of this game, has gotten absolutely fantastic looks. It's literally as if someone just went up to that hoop and put a lid on it for the final 2 minutes of this game.
Well, remember, that's the rim that had the bad net. Maybe that's the issue. No, it's not. 24% from three-point range for Fort Wayne. That's been the problem. The Red Claws have made 16 threes to Fort Wayne 6. And they've missed some easy ones from two-point range, too, has Fort Wayne here. But good overall performance from Maine here. It looks like they're going to come away with a win.
You gotta love the fans. We've got a group of ladies sitting beside us. Every time out, they are up on their feet cheering and dancing around as Julian Stone, as he was coming right in our living room here, courtside at the table as the ball coming right at Kalena. He's got his hands up. He was ready for it.
I was ready to shoot. You got to have your head on a swivel over here.
You can take the player out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the player.
Yeah. It could be dangerous on the sideline here if you're not ready. You got to stay ready.
Ayers will inbound right in front of us. On the inbound to Georges-Hunt. No one goes to defend as he's now picked up. And they're going to get in backcourt violation as he was falling out of bounds. Tried to get it to Nader as he couldn't save it before going back to the backcourt. And Julian Stone again now will inbound in front of us. 7.8 on the clock. Go! On the inbound, McKinney-Jones goes back behind the three-point line. And they finally get one to fall with 4.7 as Coach Scott Morrison wants a timeout, I imagine, to get the ball over half. They finally got the play they wanted.
They finally made one. McKinney-Jones sweeping over the top there. That's a tough shot. Kind of bobbled it for a second, had to turn back around. Knocks it down.
You see Coach Scott Morrison in the huddle there, drawing up the play. making sure his guys know exactly where they need to be. As they'll inbound side out, same side as us here, court side. Ayers will be the inbounder. He's got Jones in the corner to his left. Nader, Georges Hunt, and Karan Williams all on the floor. Stone with the steal off the inbound. The three in transition. That's well off the mark. And that's the way the game will end as the Maine Red Claws get a 112-107 win. And they fought back. And Maine was losing in that first half, Kalena, and they managed to, I talked about it, they managed to just slowly chip away at you and wear you down, and they did it here this afternoon.
They held on there. That last couple minutes there was ugly, but they got it done. You're not big on the 20 turnovers, but they shot the ball well. They played together on offense. They made plays for each other. They got into the paint and scored, kicked it out to open shooters, ran a lot of good ball screens. JJones was a monster. And they were in attack mode. For the most part on the defensive end, they did a pretty good job, a good enough job to get the job done.
As Maine's tournament here at the Showcase will end. JJones, though, 29 points, 10 of 18 from the floor, and he joins Akil Augustine. Akil?
Jalen, it's a D-League showcase, so it's time to show out. Let's say you were dreaming up your best game. With 29 points, better than 50% from the field, 4 assists and 5 rebounds, being involved in that game, because that's what you put up tonight.
Just try to be solid tonight. The coaches asked me to come out, be aggressive, look for my teammates, and I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to help my team win.
Speaking of helping your team win, this game became a tight one down the stretch. What was key for you guys, and what allowed them to get back in?
Coach took a couple early timeouts in the second half, so we got to lock in. We had a little delay that kind of slowed us down, and we just had to buckle down defensively and get a lot of stops, and we did that towards the end of the stretch.
Buckle down, you did. Congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. All right, thank you, Megan, Kalena. I'm done. Back to you guys.
As we get set, we'll wrap up the game here. Maine Red Claws getting the win. Stay tuned. Kalena and me on the other side.